Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Aira Expedition Series. I'm Janine Stanley, your Explorer Community Manager. I am joined tonight by Ryan Bishop, who is our Explorer Account Manager.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing great. I'm happy that we're back at expeditions. I've
Yeah,
absolutely loved these. So,
yeah, we got our backpacks have been all aired out, the duffel bags and everything. And back with us again for the Expedition Series is Agent Emma Vincent. Hello, Emma.
Hello, so happy to be back.
Oh, all right. Well, we're going to start our expedition series, as we will probably do for all of them, with a basics section on what is Aira, how does it work, but this time we're adding a tips, tricks, and efficiency section because you folks asked for it when we asked what you would like to learn about. So we're going to start with what is Aira? Well, Aira is, and what does Aira stand for, Ryan? Because it does stand for something, right?
artificial intelligence remote assistance.
All right. And the artificial intelligence part of this is all running in the background, scheduling, taking a look at your calls and things like that. And of course, the remote assistance is a visual interpreter, such as Emma, who will be on your call. You will access our service through your smartphone, iOS or Android, and our app, which is free to download. And so you've got your app, you have got your person on the other end, your agent. And Emma, could you tell us a little bit about what it means to be an Aira agent? Because the agents really make the service what it is.
Yeah, definitely. So, as an IRA agent, we are there to 24/7, 365 to take any call that's coming in from you all, from the explorers who need whatever assistance with any task. So, whether that's reading something or navigating somewhere, maybe some computer help, all of those things would be different tasks that we could help with. And it's just so much fun to get all these different calls and be able to help not only with more serious tasks like maybe reading a prescription bottle or going to the doctor, but also just really fun life experiences like going to weddings. Well, maybe not right now, but you know what I mean. So those things, yeah. But that's kind of a little bit about being an agent. We're just here to help with any task, just to make it a little bit either easier or depending on just better visual assistance with it. Whatever you might need, we're here to help.
Great. So we have got our smartphone. We've got the understanding that these agents are folks that have special training. You're never going to hear the phrase, it's over there. No, over there. You're never going to hear that from an Aira agent. So,
definitely not.
yeah. So you will access our service through an account, and you can either be a guest, which means that you would be able to use our service free for 5 minutes at a time, and you get 5 minutes every 24 hours. And we have a little countdown timer to tell you when you're getting close to your next 5 minutes. But you can also use any of our promos free as well. So the ones we talked about before we started the official show here, you are eligible to use those as an Aira guest. Absolutely. Now, if you want more Aira, and who does not want more Aira, you can actually purchase a monthly plan. And that's like the old cell phone plans. You pay for a certain number of minutes per month that you can then use for just about anything. And if you'd like more details about the minute structure, the pricing, you can go to our website, which is aira.io, that's aira.io/pricing, and that will give you all of the information you want if you are a member of some organizations, consumer organizations of the blind, such as the American Council of the Blind, the National Federation of the Blind here in the US. In Canada, we have the Alliance for Equality of Blind Canadians and the Canadian Council of the Blind. If you're a member of any of those organizations, we have some special plans for you. And so we've got some discounts on pricing and more minutes for your money We have 2 plans for each of those. Those are our power plans, and you can call our customer service number and find out about those. We also have a special plan for veterans that you can call and talk to us about. So, lots of things. If you want one of the special plans or think that you might be eligible, you can call customer care. That's the only way to get those plans. So, okay, we've got the pricing, we've got everything. So, Ryan, how do people get this app? What do you have to do?
Absolutely. So yeah, when you have your phone, you want to go into your app store, whether that's your Play Store or your iOS App Store. And either way, no matter which store you go into, if you go to the search bar in your store and you type in Aira, the AIRA, and you click on search, normally the first app that you see on that screen there is going to be our Aira app. And once you find that app, you will go ahead and download it to your device. And once that is downloaded, you're going to open the app for the first time. Now, when you do, you're going to be greeted with a welcome screen, and this screen is going to ask you one simple question, and that is, what is your phone number? It is important to note that if you are in a country other than the United States, you'll want to change the country code on this screen. So we currently support the United States and Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. And then you'll enter your phone number. When you enter your phone number, you're going to hit the continue button, and you're going to get texted a 4-digit code. When you get this 4-digit code, you're going to enter that code, and immediately the Aira app is going to take you to the home screen, and you will be logged in. And that is how you will get set up for the first time. On most devices, when you get to this home screen, and when you tap on Call Aira for free for the first time, you are going to get asked for some permissions. So on iOS, it's going to ask you for permission to do the camera. It's going to get asked to do the microphone and notifications.
Yep. And you will want to have location services turned on also on your iPhone, because that's how we're going to find you, and that's how we're going to make sure that you can take advantage of some of the location offers that we'll tell you about here in a bit. Great. So Android, do you have to get any permissions on the Android app? Do you know?
I was just about to say we also have Stephanie from KR.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Right.
I'm actually going to divert that question because I don't know Android as well. So
Yeah, Ryan and I are not as familiar with Android, but we have heard you, and
surprise!
we're bringing
Hello,
the Android
Stephanie.
folks. Hello,
Hello.
Stephanie. Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I myself, I am also a iOS user, but I do have the Android to play with, so we can have a look.
Awesome. Well, let's
That one
bring
I
up.
don't have.
Yeah,
Yours you
let's
don't.
bring that home screen, and I
Looks like
have
we'll have to
mine.
make her a co-host so she can share a screen.
Oh, okay, we
Oh.
can do that. Not a problem. You got that, Ryan?
Yep.
Yep. Ryan's got it. Ryan is the man. Now, do you know, Stephanie, if you have to?
Hold on, she can't hear you.
Here I am.
There she
All
goes.
There
Yep.
she goes. All right. There
Here.
we go.
All right.
It's the magic of live TV. So, do you have to get any permissions in Android before or when you sign into the app?
When I sign into the app, if it is the first time that you download and install the app, yes, it will have the usual permissions for the microphone, the camera, and for your picture album, because you are able to save the pictures to the phone. So it does ask for those permissions. You can always turn them off or turn them back off in the phone settings.
Oh, and that's the other cool thing about Android, and we'll talk about pictures here in a bit, but you can actually save your pictures right to your camera roll, right, in Android, as opposed to iOS. That's pretty cool.
That is good. Yeah, so right now I am already signed in. I am currently in the home screen. I don't have talkback on. Would you like me to turn it on?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's turn it on. We'll see if we can hear it. And then, Emma, I'll have you describe what this screen looks like. Because we have a
Yeah.
number of folks who have low vision and are watching this on YouTube, but we also want to make sure that we get this screen described to everybody.
Definitely. So it looks like right now she's just turning on her or voiceover, her talkback. So just get that going.
And we'll see if it allows you to share computer audio.
And Steph, when you shared screen, did you check the box that says share computer sound? Because otherwise we're not going to hear.
Let me see if I did. You can hear from my microphone?
We can. Oh, there you go.
Oh, and that's...
Okay, so right now we're in the Aira screen, home screen. In the top left menu, top left of the screen, there's a hamburger menu. Next to that, there's a button or just a word that says home to let you know you're on the home screen. And after that, it's an invite button. And that invite button is really awesome if you have any friends or family or anyone who might want to use Aira. You're able to click that button and send them over information. After that, we have the apply and free access offer. The apply free access offer goes to another screen that allows you to select different promotions that we have going on or different GPS like free areas. So for example, if you were at a Walgreens, that's a free Aira access offer. Either if you're in that physical location, you'll get grouped into that, or you can go to this this button here and select that one. That will bring you to all the different offers we have. After that, there is the Call Aira button. And that is visually just looks like a large teal circle with a white phone inside of it. And that's going to be kind of the big button that you use to call us anytime. So once you're on the home screen and you want to call into Aira, that's going to be the button that you'd press if you're doing it like that. And it says call Aira for free. Since your first 5-minute call of the day is always free if you don't have another promotion applied. And that is ready to go if she needed to call in right now. After that, you can also start calling with a message. So that's going to be the next prompt. So the start call with a message button can be helpful in a lot of different situations. One of them would be if you are in an area where you don't wish to speak, and let's say you're in a library or something like that, in a movie, and you want to give the message to Aira, but you don't want to say it out loud. That's a great example. Another one is if you have a link to send us, or if you have kind of maybe you're at the grocery store, you have a list, anything that you would need to send us text-based, you can start the call with a message, and that'll just get it to us right away, and we can start the call. And then after that, if you want to go to the next one, if you want to see, okay, perfect. We can go to the menu then and drop that down. She's back at the hamburger menu now.
Yeah, this is the difference between iOS and Android. The Android things, because of the way the screen is laid out, they're all under what I think they call it the navigation menu, right?
Navigation menu, okay.
Yeah, and it's the reason we call it a hamburger menu is it's 3 lines, and it kind of looks like a hamburger with a bun.
It does.
Awesome. So if you click that navigation menu. Perfect. So this right away is showing her name and the email account she has associated with her Aira account. Below that is the home button. And the home button is the screen that I just described. After that, there's a usage tab, then an account tab, then an advanced setting tab, a support tab, and then log out. So the usage tab, we can quickly go over that one if you want to select it.
Let's have a look at that.
Okay, so currently, since Divinity doesn't have a plan with us, it doesn't tell her any of the information about her usage, but normally in this, it would tell her a summary of her previous calls, and also how many minutes she has, that type of information. That would all be found in the usage tab. It also gives you the option to upgrade in this tab as well. And if you want to go back to the navigation menu, we can go to the next option.
Yes, for our explorers that don't have a paid subscription, they can use the usage tab to know when their next free call will be available. For me, since I haven't made any calls today, and I have one every 24 hours, mine currently says your next 5 minutes free call is available now. If
Awesome. Yeah.
usage tab is where you can view your plan as summary, breakdown, and call log. You can also leave ratings for previous calls. Your next 5 minutes free call is available now.
Awesome. And so that's helpful information, because if you've called at one point and you forgot what time you've called, then you can always just check back there. So the next is going to be account. And this is going to be basic account information like your name, your email, those types of things. And you can always edit those there. The next one is advanced settings. And I'm actually not sure what the advanced settings looks like in this one. Oh, okay, it's just because since I have an iPhone, this one's just messages. So it's got a message menu, and if you select that, it'll bring you to whether you want your messages on or off. Sometimes people who don't wish to have their menus or their messages on, they can toggle them on or off there. And then after that, it'll give you preset messages. And so this will be useful if you use your messages often. And you can just put in different preset messages that allow you to select them without having to type them in every time. And you can customize this and add to it, which is really useful. And then
all the goodies are in that hamburger menu right there.
And the last one is going to be, besides log out, is support. And support is going to bring you to FAQs, frequently asked questions, help center, explorer guide, about, and customer care. All super useful tabs if you need anything help related with Aira. The customer care one is especially useful. That's the one that she just opened right now. That shows that our customer care team is available from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time, 7 days a week. And you can click a button to contact customer care by a phone call this way, which is really great. And Stephanie's on the customer care team, and people like herself and others are there to help out with any issues with the app or Aira or any questions related to billing, that type of thing.
Then we have a question from, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say your last name right, but Nancy Urquilla asked, can you change your name, email, and address and phone number if you do not have a paid subscription in the app?
Oh, what a great question. Okay.
That is an awesome question. It is definitely possible under the account, which is under the navigation menu. Once you go under account, I will select it, account. It says profile. And once we select profile, we will be able to see the email address, the full name, and the phone number. You may also add a payment method there if you wish to upgrade. And yeah, it's very accessible to do it through the app as well. And you can also call care, and we can help you do that.
And one thing we forgot to go over in the account setting, which is my favorite part of the app, is the photos and rideshare tabs.
Ooh,
So the
yes.
photos tab is where anytime you call into Aira, you're welcome to ask us to take a photo of something for you, whether that's a selfie or a picture of your pet, or maybe you need to send a photo of something to someone for something more serious. Those are all different reasons we could take photos and more. And if you ask us to send it to your phone, they'll be sent to this tab, and you'll be able to access them this way. And they'll all be here with the title and the description that you ask us to use. Currently, she's showing a photo of some sort of blurry computer or something like that. Clearly, this photo was taken while the camera was moving. But yeah, and then so you're able to share it to your phone through this app, which is really easy. And if you want to go back, oh, sorry, actually, yeah, she actually just showed that you can open up the sharing section, and then it gives you a link to it, or you can send it to your friends in chat, post it to your Facebook, post it to your Instagram, lots of different ways to share that photo with this app, especially with the Android, like Janine was saying earlier.
Yeah, those go
And
right
then,
to your camera roll, which is really nice. And the really fun part about this, folks, is that now we get to share photos with descriptions that we can actually, find again. And, it's really pretty cool. It's one of my favorite parts of Ira.
and after that, we have rideshare in that account menu. Sorry, the account tab, excuse me. And the rideshare option gives you the ability to link your Uber or Lyft accounts, which is extremely useful if you're on the go and needing us to call one for you. I do believe that Uber and possibly Lyft as well need to be re-authenticated every 30 days. So
Yep.
this is where you would also do that by logging back into them. And then after rideshare, we have invite friends, which we went over before, but this is just another way to access that. When you click on invite friends, it's going to bring you to the page that says get free minutes, get 30 add-on minutes when you invite a friend to try Aira. All they need to do is create an account and make their first call. And it does also link to how it works for more information. And you'll be able to click a button on this one, which says share your link, and at the bottom of the screen, as well as invite via contacts, which gives you your contact links. So that is a great, easy way to share that and get some free minutes for everyone. And then there's just a few more sections of that account tab that we didn't get to yet that she's opening up. After invite friends, we have upgrade plan, which gives you the option to upgrade your plan like we talked about before. That one brings you to a tab that has all the plans listed, the intro, which is 30, the standard, which is 120, and the advanced, which is 300, and all information about that, including CARES number, because once again, CARES always there for any plan-based questions.
Should be noted that in this plan screen, however, you cannot go on any of those other plans that Janine had mentioned. So for those plans, you will have to call customer care.
Yep. All the specialty plans you have to call customer care for.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And then let's see here. After upgrade plan, we have share minutes. And sharing minutes, it just gives you an explanation of how it works. But basically, it gives you the option if you have two people to share one plan of minutes, and you can each have your own individual profile, which is so useful because your profile really has a lot of great information about you as far as the things that you like while you're on the call as far as directions and that type of details, and is also just has information about you. And so this is a great way to be able to share a plan, and you can do that in this tab. And then the last one is, let's see here, the connect with us button. So that is just going to have all of our social media information. It has Facebook, the Explorers group, which if you're not a part of and would like to be, this is a great way to talk to other explorers. There's the regular public Facebook group, the listserv, the community forum that we have, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And
Yeah.
Janine, do you want to mention anything about those?
Well, I would say Instagram is not so much a thing right now. We haven't done too much Instagram. However, we do have a WhatsApp group, which also I think should be in there. But if it's not, we do have one. And these groups, the Facebook Explorers group is closed. So you have to be an actual explorer, either as a guest or as a paid account holder. And what we'll do when you sign up for that group, we ask you a couple questions and then we will approve your membership into the group. And it is a great resource. People share a lot of information there, as they do now. The email list, anybody can join that. And we're happy to have you join there. If you're just thinking about Ira, you're not sure if this is for you, the email list is a great place to throw out some ideas and some places, well, can I use Ira in church? Is that going to be okay? Can I use it in school? What about the doctor's office? All of these things, people will definitely answer your questions with some of their personal experiences, which really help. Awesome. Well, wow. Well, if you all would like, I can try to share my screen and we can look at iOS.
Thank you, Stephanie, for helping us
Yeah,
with the
thank you so
Android
much,
view.
Stephanie. That was
You're
awesome.
welcome. Janine, I must mention, I just went over my iOS app. Sorry. And the photos does have an option to save to your
Oh, that's right. It does save
album.
to
Yeah.
files. Yes, awesome. I wasn't sure if the Android did it automatically, but yeah, wow, cool. Okay, and I should know that because I save them there all the time. Now I've got to get back. Let me get back over here to Zoom. Okay.
Stephanie stops sharing your screen and we can get Janine's up there.
And we will get mine up here. And now this did not work the last time I tried it. So Ryan, you may want to get in the wings and see if we can do this, but we will see. I have a temperamental Mac today. Okay. Alrighty. And Stephanie, if you can stop sharing your screen, there is a hotkey for that I can never remember, but there we go. All right. And now I shall, okay. Okay. Now I have to, see, I never do this, you can tell it. Okay. And I actually trying to figure out, see, I knew this wasn't going to work. I'm looking for iOS and I'm not finding it.
I can try to do it with mine as well if we're having
let's
some
see
trouble.
if we can do it with yours because.
Okay,
yeah.
let me just give me 1 second to get going.
That is definitely so. Ryan, while we're doing this, and sorry folks for that, I had a feeling that wasn't going to work. Oh my. Anyway, what can they expect during their first call? So, you know, the first time you call a service, it's kind of like, oh boy, this is going to be weird. Are they going to think, you know, I mean, they're looking at my house. Are they going to think like my house is dirty or, you know, my house is dirty, but we won't
You know,
talk
that was
about
exactly
that.
what I thought about on my first call. I got to say it. A long time ago, you know, on my first call, that's exactly what I thought about. And so, no, our Aira agents are not going to worry about your house. Honestly, the Aira agents are, you know, there are some agents who will tell you, you know, that they have some interesting office spaces too. So, but no, but no, all agents at Aira are objective. Their job is to give you visual information on demand. And so any agent you speak to will not give any judgment about your house. They will help you if you have questions about things if in your house, or, you know, I think there's been times where people, I've done it too, have used agents to help clean up some parts of the house too. If, you know, you've dropped something on the floor, things like that. But that first call is definitely one of the greatest calls, I think, and it really is. I say it's one of the most important calls that you'll ever make. When you get connected to the agent for the first time, contrary to the rest of your calls, you're going to get asked a couple of questions. So they're going to ask for your name, they're going to ask for your email, and they're also going to ask you about your information preference. Now, what this means is they have a question they're going to ask you, which is, do you want clock facing directions, or do you want to be told in like a left and right, whatnot? They're just descriptions so that way we can help tailor the Aira experience to best fit you. And so the agents will fill all that out for you, and then you'll get the opportunity to do your first task. I should mention that when you first use the app for the first time and you make that first call, you're going to get an unlimited time to do your first task. So you're not limited to just 5 minutes on that first call. You do get the ability to make that first task, do whatever you need. And this is so that way you can learn the app and ask agents any questions that you need. Then once that is over with, then you do go to your 5 minute calls. But we want you to be able to ask the agent any questions, understand how the app works, and also get a feel for how to use the app best. And so in this call, you can brainstorm different tasks with your agents. You can get more information on how to do photos with the Aira app, as well as really just anything else that you would like to do. Anytime you're on an Aira call, that call is tailored to your experiences. So you can tell the agent what you would like to do and how you would like to do it, and they will go ahead and be able to complete those tasks.
Right. And, I know that sometimes it's a little awkward talking to a stranger, but believe me, our agents, we get blind people. And I think, Emma can tell you that the longer you are an Aira agent, the more comfortable you get with anything related to blindness. So it's that time when you can actually talk to somebody who actually understands where you're at. And, that's just really refreshing. In our next call, we're going to talk a lot about how to position your phone. But one of the big things that makes people nervous is, oh my gosh, I don't know how to move the camera. I don't know how to do that. Well, don't worry, because the agent will help you through that, and they'll demonstrate to you
Our
exactly
agents
how
are
much
absolute
they can
pros.
see.
I mean, it is they will tell you exactly how you should point your phone, everything of that nature. So
Absolutely. And Emma has the iOS screen up here. Yeah.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Okay,
right.
so let's see here. I was trying to get. Are you able to hear it or?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And we have a few different things on the iOS screen, especially down at the bottom of that home screen.
Oops. Let's see here. Let me just get into the right thing first.
Well, while Emma is getting into the correct app, I'm going to answer a question from Nancy, who asks us, are there any tasks Aira agents cannot assist and explore or guest with? So Nancy, this is a really good question. And I will answer this in a couple ways. So first of all, Aira agents can help you with pretty much any task, as long as that task is legal in the place that you are in. So our agents cannot do anything that does any sort of illegal tasks in the area you're in, as well as agents cannot do any tasks that require the restroom. So our Aira agents cannot go in and be in the restroom with you at any place in the United States or anywhere else.
And that's a public restroom.
Yes, the public restrooms.
Yeah, and the reason for that, because I know public restrooms are one of the worst. I mean, oh my gosh, now that I'm using a cane, I forgot how really weird the layout of public restrooms.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, I've been wandering around in one of them for a while, and thinking, okay, how am I going to find my way out of here? Wow. But we can't do it because in many states, it is illegal to stream video from a public restroom, and for very good reasons. So we don't want anyone to get in trouble, and so we have decided that will be a place where on the home screen you will see, as Emma brings it up here, there is a privacy button. And that is on Android as well. I think we saw it on Stephanie's, on the call screen on that first, okay, got it. So that button is going to come up when you're in a call. You'll see a privacy button on your screen, and you can double tap on that button, and that will turn off the video and audio for the agent. And then when you are ready to interact with the agent again, you're outside of the restroom, or the confidential person has left your office or whatever, then you can double tap that and your agent will come back. And so that is one way we handle that. Now, if you're in your home and you're in your bathroom, let's say doing something with your medicine cabinet, maybe putting on your makeup, that's fine. Other things, no. Other things.
So really, I think the easy way to put this is, as long as you remain clothed, the
Yes.
agent can help you. But once we go
Yes.
into the other avenues, not so much.
And it's similar things for pornography and things of that nature. Now, you
Correct.
can find all of these things in our terms of service, and you can find those on our website. You can also, I believe we have a link to them in the app under the support section. I
We do.
believe there is a
Yep.
link to both our privacy policy and our terms of service. And it's always good to check in on those every now and then. They don't change, at least they haven't changed in a long time, and we tell you when we change them. So, but that can answer a lot of your questions. So, other than that, though, Ryan, there's a ton of things that people can do with Aira. So, all right.
Okay,
So,
so I have it working, but first I just need to share the screen, and we'll be good.
Let me try that again.
Awesome. And I am having so much fun with iOS 14 because it actually gives you descriptions of the icons now if you have certain parameters set. And so every time I pull up my Aira screen, I get, the phone in the middle of the screen. It's great. And I think Nancy's going to be
And
having
Nancy,
some
if
fun.
you and Nancy, if you have any further questions about things that while Emma's getting ready, if you have any further questions about the Aira app on what it can be used for in more detail or what it can't be, our customer care line does have an information department, and they'd be more than happy to answer more of those questions for you if you have more questions on what the app can or cannot be used for.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
yeah,
We are
right.
finally up and running. Sorry about that delay. I have to say it is a minute since I've used a voiceover, so I was just getting a little bit used to that, but we are good to go. Okay,
screen share a process, so.
Yes, and then also I had to download TeamViewer, but we're good to go. And it was very easy. And now I'm happy to be able to assist people better with now that I've done it myself. But let's see here. So the first thing you're going to see on the iPhone screen. Do you want to go over the screen, or do you want me to do it?
Let's go over, because this screen looks very similar to. It's got most of the things that the Android one has, but across the bottom we have 4 tabs. Let's talk about those tabs first.
Call Aira, apply invite, selected profile, selected, so in apply chat bar.
And what we do have here, which I think is somewhere else in the Android app, but you might have heard it say select a profile.
So that one is not, so that's a special case scenario for her account and certain other people's accounts. You don't actually always see that.
No.
So you won't actually find that profile button.
Unless you have an Aira account for home and work, which some people may have if their employer pays for Aira or their school does, you may have a separate account, and that's where that will be. So let's look at those tabs across the bottom, Emma.
Okay, so we're going to start with the Home tab. There's 4 of them. Just to go over them briefly, it's Home, Usage, Live, and more. So we'll start with that Home tab.
Selected, Home, tab, 1 of 4, selected, Home, tab,
let's see.
1 of 4.
And there is our home screen.
And let's see, and I double tap it to select it, right?
Yep.
Yep, you're already on it. It says selected, so you're already on the Home tab.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm trying to double tap to get it to go to that Home tab.
1 of 4.
But it's not.
And the Home tab on the iPhone looks kind of exactly like it does for the Android. So you have that invite button there, and then you have the call Aira for free button in the center of the screen, as well as call Aira with a message. There's a button there for that as well. So if you want to start a call,
access a free offer.
Absolutely.
Now for the Powerful tab. I think this one and the More tab are probably the powerhouses of this app. But next we have Usage.
So Usage tab is going to have pretty much what the Android one did. So it's going to go over your minutes. You will be able to see how many minutes you have left in your plan, how many days left in your billing cycle if you have a plan. You'll also be able to click on a button that allows you to go into more detail with your calls. And then you'll also be able to upgrade your plan from that tab. If you are a free user, which means you don't have an account, then your usage tab will not show any usage data, but you will be able to see again when that next free call is, and you will see that with as both free and paid.
Mhm. And there's another button under there called Call History, which is really important. And we'll get to rating your calls here in a bit. But the Call History tab, now, does that work for unpaid for our guests? Do they get to see their call history there? I don't believe
I don't
they
think so.
do.
I don't think so, but I could be very wrong. Um,
Great. Well, if you are on a paid plan, you will get to see your call history. And the way you'll see those calls is you can look at all of them. You can look at the ones that you have rated. And then you can also look at a list of the ones that you have not rated. Let's say you were in a hurry, and at the end of a call, we get a nice little rating screen that asks you how your agent did. And right now, we have two categories there, good and poor. And then we have a text box where you can write in anything that you would like us to know about the call, and then a submit button. So if you don't get a chance to rate someone at the end of a call, you're rushing off to another event, something, whatever, you can come back in here and rate that call afterward. Now, if you did rate the call and you want to say more about it, here's where you can find out the time and the date of the call and the agent's name, and then you can send that information and any additional details about the call to us at support@aira.io. So again, that's a pretty interesting tab. So the next tab is just pure fun. And I'm going to now turn this over to Ryan, the man who actually did this last New Year's Eve. This is our live tab.
I
This is
did.
it's the only feature that we do not have parity with Android because the platform doesn't allow it at the moment. And so the live tab allows you to go live to your friends and the whole Ira universe. So Ryan, tell them how you did this New Year's Eve.
I absolutely loved doing this. So what Janine is talking about is I did an Ira Live session for all of the New Year's Eve celebrations for all of the time zones. And the big one, of course, was the ball drop in New York. But hey, there was. But anyways, so in order to go live, you will get onto a call with an agent like Emma, and you will say, I would like to go live, Ira Live. And the agent will ask you for a title of your live video, and that can be pretty much anything, as long as it falls within our terms. And then you will be asked if you want that to be a public video, which means anybody who has the Aira iOS app downloaded will be able to view that if they so desire, or you can go private, which then the agent will ask you for a 3-digit PIN code that will be in numbers. Now, what will happen is if you are using the iOS app, you will be able to go if you want to watch somebody's live sessions or just to see if we have any, you'll double tap on this live tab, and on this tab you'll either see where it says no active live sessions with a refresh button, or you will see sessions that are there. And so you'll see the person's name, the explorer's name that's doing the session, the title of the video, the agent's name, and the duration of how long that video has been going for. If it's locked and it has a PIN code, it will say locked before the session. When you are hosting a live session, it is important to know that all of your audio as well as the agent's audio will be heard, but you will not hear any audio from anybody listening, and they will not be able to interact with you. So they'll just be able to hear you and your agent, and that's it. But it's definitely a nice little feature, and it's pretty fun. You can use it to do many things. I've seen people do it to go to concerts when they want to stream concerts live to the entire Ira universe. I've seen people do shopping trips and share those with their friends.
Yes.
I've seen professional organizations use it to run conferences,
It can be a
to
really neat thing at
use
conferences.
audio description for the agents if they have slides. So there's so many ways that you can use the live tab, and I think it is one of the most amazing tabs on the iPhone.
I went to our state fair last summer, and I really missed doing that this summer. But I went to the horse barn, and everybody got treated to Janine Baby talking horses. So
I'm jealous.
it
I'm
was so
straight
much
jealous.
fun. And of course, last year when Game of Thrones had its ending season, I did a watch party every week.
She did. It was the greatest thing in the world. I
Totally
cannot.
fun. Totally fun.
So our last tab
the last tab.
on the iPhone, and I'm actually pulling mine up so I can do this correctly for this app.
It is almost as powerful as the hamburger menu. Yeah.
I was just saying, I'm so sorry I couldn't get that to work.
No.
Next time I'll be ready. I'm gonna make sure I really nail down voiceover tonight.
I'm
not gonna.
curious as to whether that.
If you want to do it, if you want to do it without, and I'll just so that way you can share the screen, so that way it can be seen, and I'll just go over it. Because I don't have Team Viewer set up. Yeah, because I don't have Team Viewer set up on my thing, so.
It's okay. We're playing it by ear here.
We are an amazing team, folks. But as you can see, there is a lot of power in this app, and you may never use all of these features, but they are out there for you. And
so I will call one of the biggest differences here between the iPhone app and the Android app. Which that you will notice. As you may remember when Stephanie was sharing her screen earlier, with the Android app, you had a hamburger menu, and one of the tabs was Account, one of the tabs was the More tab, or the Settings tab, or how we named it. Instead of that being the case on the iPhone, we've lumped everything all into one huge tab here on the More tab. So
one huge delicious pile of goodness. Yes.
When you get to this delicious pile of goodness tab, we should rename to that.
That's going to be the new name for it now.
On the very far left, if you're swiping with VoiceOver, the first thing you're going to see is a More heading. When you swipe once to the right, you're going to see a heading that says Account. So it's important to know that this entire tab is broken up into headings. So if you use the VoiceOver rotor, you can switch that to headings and flick right through if you know exactly what you're looking for. And you will be able to find all of those headings to find each setting. Underneath your Account heading, you get a Profile button. And this Profile button, it will say Profile and then your name.
I have it up on the screen now, just so you know.
Awesome. So when you go underneath this Profile button, exactly how our question was asked earlier, you will be able to see your name, which is also broken up into headings as well. And after each option, you will have a click to edit button afterward. So as you can see here,
account information, name, heading level 3, Ryan Bishop. Click to edit name button.
And you'll be able to click to edit. And this will allow you to edit the name and so on and so forth. So on this tab, you can edit your name, your mobile number, your email address, and your payment method. So if you want to change your card on file, if you would like to edit that at all, you can do that through the app. And this is all the things you can edit. If you want to edit anything else, you will need to ask an agent or call customer care. When we go back out of the profile by using the button on the top left of your screen, or you can swipe all the way to the left and double tap on the close button. The next option we get is our Photos button. Now the Photos button works by if you ask an agent to save a photo to your phone. When an agent takes a picture for you on a call and they save this photo to your phone, you will get a notification on your phone that says Aira has shared a photo with you. When you go to the More tab, this will actually say Photos 1 or Photos 2, depending on how many photos that you have or haven't clicked. I will explain this in two ways. Number one, the agents will be able to put audio description, or not audio description, but text description for you on your photos. So they'll be able to put descriptions on your photos that then you can save to your phone, and the phone will then display this in your camera roll. Um, so you may see something like they'll ask you whatever you want it to be. So the agents will describe it to you, and you can tell them to write an audio description of that photo, whatever you want. Now, if you double tap on a photo, you will have the option to save the photo to your phone or share it. It's important to know that if you have a photo in the Aira app, it's not going to show up in your camera roll unless you save it
You
to
have
your
to
phone.
put it there, right?
Correct.
And unfortunately, if you share these photos to Facebook and I believe Twitter, the captions don't come with them, nor do the titles of the photos. So those don't actually show up when you share them on Facebook. You have to copy that information and put it in by hand. And that is a limitation of Facebook at this point. And some of the other
Correct.
sharing apps that
There
that
is
information doesn't come along.
there's also and I forgot to mention this because I just saw it. There's also an edit button on this photos tab where you are also able to delete photos that are on here.
Mhm. So if you're running out of space on your phone because, like me, you have a million photos that you've saved in there, that is not a problem. So what else do we have on this tab?
All right, heading back out into our wonderful More tab. We are still underneath the account heading, and the next option we're going to have is rideshare. And again, this is going to be where your Uber and Lyft are. So this is going to be the same as the Android version. Again, every 30 days, you will need to reauthorize your ride shares, and the Aira app will let you know this. Once the next option over is going to be your invite friends option. This is going to be the same as the invite a friend on the home screen. You'll have the ability to go in here and send a message or you send your invite code or upload your contacts. Now, the first time you do upload your contacts, this is where it will ask for permission to do that. If you go to the right again and you are on a plan that allows it, you will be able to purchase minutes. Now, if you're not on a plan, you will not have this option here.
Yep.
But this option will be there if you are on a plan, and this is add-on minutes that we can talk about. There are 3 different types of minutes that you can purchase that are supplementary to your plan and that will roll over as add-on minutes.
And those do not go away until you use them up.
The next option after this is our share minutes option. Again, where you can share with 2 additional users if your plan does allow it. And then we go to the advanced settings heading. Now, the advanced settings heading allows you to change some options for the Aira app. So the first option is going to be messages. This option is going to be for you to enable that call Aira with a message from phone. It will also allow you to send a message to your agent while you are in a call. If you have this disabled, those options, I believe, do not appear. Another thing that I want to point out underneath this messages option that we'll go into here for a moment is the ability to reset your preset messages.
You can edit these, make them whatever your heart desires. You have up to 6 of them.
Yep.
And the really cool thing, this is how Aira works, folks. You can actually use these prior to a call, so you can have a preset like, a login for something that you want your agent to have, so you don't have to read it to them. Maybe you're in public or something like that. You can have something like, I'm in church and I want you to read the lyrics of the hymn that are up on the display at the front of the room, something like that. Whatever you want. And you can do that during the call. You can also do it prior to the call. And the prior to is a recent thing. asked for by one of our customers who said, I really need this. I need to let the agent know something, at the start of the call. And so, and I want it to be a preset because I can't type, at the position where I am. And so that became something that we could pretty easily do. So all these features are suggested by our customers, which is pretty nice. So
Awesome. So our next option after messages that I'm super excited to go over with you guys is the Siri option. So the Siri option with Aira allows you to call your agent using Siri. And so if you do not have the app enabled, you can open Siri and say, make an Aira video call, and the app will open and start calling. So if you don't want to open up your app or find a way to find that call button, you can do it with Siri. Now, you will have to enable it first, but when you do, you will have the ability to make an Aira video call with Siri, and that does work now to say make an Aira video call.
Right. Awesome.
Our last heading on this screen is going to be our support heading. This is going to give you our help center. Our help center will go over frequently asked questions about the app and has some other different guides that you can read in the help center. Our Explorer guide, which is a very large how-to manual, is probably the best way to explain it.
Yeah, it brings you to a web page and you're able to go through quite an extensive list there.
Yes.
And then you have the about version number of the app. So if you're calling support and they say, hey, what is the version of your app?
That's where you can find
this
it.
is where you can find that. You have our contact us option, which will show you where you can call customer care.
And I'm going to tell you, I give you a caveat for that. That only works right now in the US and Canada. Sorry, guys. That particular button right now, we are investigating why that does not work from our other locations, but right now it is a US and Canada thing that you can.
And I fibbed. That's not our last heading. We also have the Connect with Us heading.
Yes.
Now that heading is going to be our Facebook Explorers group, our Facebook Publics group, our listservs, community forum, our Twitter, our YouTube, and our Instagram. After you get past those, there is a log out button, and that completes the tab.
And that will actually sign you completely out of the app, but you can actually just close the app with your app switcher, just close it. And then when you open it again, you don't have to log in again. But if you actually sign out of the app completely, then you will need to log back in again with your phone number like in the beginning. Well, Ryan, I'm going to throw out a few of these because, wow, we could probably talk here for 2 hours about about the app, but we have some comments. And while you're looking at those, I want to just throw out a couple of the efficiency tips and tricks for folks. So one thing that you have, and Emma, we can talk about this, you have what's called an Aira folder. And this folder is an amazing thing. So what all can you put in this folder?
Really anything. So an Aira folder is a great place to store information with us, whether that is maybe a paper you're working on or maybe your passwords, that type of thing that you want us to access on a more frequent, a quick occasion. So basically our folder is just a place where we can put any documents or any type of thing that you would like us to save, websites, recipes, grocery lists, resumes, those types of things.
I think I have a TV guide in mind.
Manuals, that's a great one.
Oh yeah, manuals. Yep. Yes, I have one of those in mind.
People that have Instapots love to call in and get helps with some of the features that sometimes are not working like they should. So any type of information like that might take us kind of a while to get to if we didn't have it saved. Those are all great reasons to use Aira folders. And you can just call in, tell us that you want us to find something online and put it in there. You want to email us something to put it in there. All of those are options on how to get information there. And another one is, let's say you are on a college campus or something and you take a specific route every day and it's not maybe the route that people would normally take. We can take a screenshot of that map and add it to your folder and hand draw in where your route is. So you can just, every time you call in, tell the next agent, go and look at my map in my folder, and that's the route I want to take. And that's another great way to use it.
And we will thank Alex in the UK for that hack. That was one,
yes.
one of the tips and tricks we got from folks. And yeah, we can definitely put route instructions, maps, diagrams, anything that you think will help your agents. And you can organize that folder any way you want. And so just call up an agent and go through and, you know, you can take things out, you can put things in. All of your photos are in there that you have saved. So they're all going to be in there unless you delete them from the app. And then I believe they get deleted from the folder as well. I could be wrong on that, but I think they do get deleted.
If you want anything deleted from your folder, you can just ask an agent and we can get that taken care of.
And these are very secure folders too, folks. They are the only time that anyone can access those folders is when you and an agent are actively on a call. So that's the only time those folders can be accessed. So folders, pretty cool. Now, Ryan, did we have some questions, comments out there?
Let's see if we have any questions. So far, it does not look like we have any questions.
All right. Well, you know.
We do have a hand raised. I don't know if Kathy Blackburn would like to ask a question.
We have a hand raised. Sure. Let's bring Kathy in and let's see about her question. Because, you know, I think we can go for a few minutes longer to explore a couple more features here.
We're getting hands raised now, okay?
Ooh, we're getting hands. Everybody's got a question now. And
right,
that's fine. You know what? This is how
Kathy,
we
here we go.
Yeah. Hi, Kathy.
Hi. This is question is actually from my husband, Audley. Is there some way to, it's a setting somewhere so that if he's on an Aira call that he'll know he's getting an incoming call from somewhere else?
Oh, unfortunately not. Typically, the iPhone will tell you that if you have, what is it, call waiting, I believe, enabled for your phone. It will usually break in. VoiceOver will rudely interrupt and let you know that you do have another call. But I think that feature you have to enable with your cell phone plan with your.
So a couple of things on this one that I want to mention. You will get notifications of incoming calls on the Aira app. Now, the important part about this to note is that the agent will lose video feed when you get an incoming call. The moment that incoming call goes away from your screen, the video does come back, but the agent will lose video feed when an incoming call does come through your phone. If you answer the incoming call, you will lose the agent. So if you answer the call, the Aira app call does go away, and you will have to call back in when the call ends. If you let the call just go to voicemail, or if you send the call to voicemail, you don't lose the agent. If you also, when the incoming call is in the or on the phone, you can hear the agent's audio as well as the incoming call, but you will not get any video feed from them.
Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, hello to Audley. I've known Kathy and Audley for many years. All right. So who else do we have here with a hand up?
All right. Looks like
I don't think we've ever had that question asked. We've had a lot of questions.
You know, we've had many a question asked,
Yeah.
but I don't think we've ever had a question about the speaker or calls come in, which is really interesting because, you know, and I ought to say, like, I would have thought that would have been, you know, a pretty popular question because, you know,
Am I
it's
unmuted?
a
You
lot of
sure
people
are.
recommend do not disturb sometimes. A lot of people recommend, certain things like that. So there's just many ways to avoid that, but unfortunately, it's just one of those things.
And who are we speaking
We have
to?
Maybelline.
Maybelline, yes.
Hello, Maybelline.
Hi.
Yes.
I am, and I must say, I'm going to brag, but Ryan is a very close.
Ah.
Accidentally muted there.
Oops. You accidentally got muted there, Maybelline. Oh, hopefully
You
she
want to
will.
unmute yourself? We can keep going.
Yep.
There we go.
I'm a very close friend with
It
Ryan.
keeps losing the.
I've known Ryan for many years.
You notice we're speechless? You notice that?
Wait, what?
Janine's like, what?
No,
So,
it's true.
And so, do you have any questions? Because you are
yes.
a fairly long time
Yes.
explorer, right?
Yes. Quick question. How do you enable the, what do you call it? Trying to think of it, the Siri thing with Ira. How do you enable it? Because
So on
I
iPhone,
didn't know. Hold on, let me.
Sure.
on the iPhone, you'll go to your More tab in your Aira app, and you'll go
Open
to that.
Ira.
And you'll go to that I can't talk.
Tab.
That advanced
More,
heading.
Tab. More. Tab. 4 of 4.
And look at this. We're getting
Selected.
live. This is
Ride.
so cool.
Photos. Profile.
There we go. You're going to go down to
Profile.
advanced.
Photo. Ride. Invite. Upgrade. Share minute. Up. Invite friend. Upgrade. Share minutes.
Look at
Advanced.
folks.
Messages.
There you
Advanced
go.
settings. Advanced settings.
There you go.
Messages. Siri. Disabled. Button.
Okay,
You're
now
going to double tap on that.
Allow. Some of your error. When you like to use error with. Some of your error. When you like to use error with Siri. Okay. Okay. Button.
You hit OK.
Ta-da!
Error. Voice command. You
And
can
now,
enable permissions. You can enable or disable Siri in the error permissions section. You can enable if you say make an error permissions. You can enable or disable Siri in the eror permissions section of your iOS
there you
settings.
go.
You can enable
All right. You are
And then-
set.
more Siri voice commands.
Awesome.
And now you'll be able to open or enable Siri, say make an Aira video call, and it will instantly connect you to
Voila.
the agent for you.
And I know the Android folks have been asking if there was any way to do that on Android, and we don't know of any way at this point. However, if somebody does know a way to do that with a voice command like Google Assistant, to get Google Assistant to do that, please let us know, because we would be happy to share that.
Absolutely.
All right. We have anybody else?
Let's see. Do we have any other hands
Let's
raised? I don't see any hands raised.
All
Let's check
right.
YouTube. Do we have any YouTube? No
And
YouTube.
I will tell you folks, I've got like another half page of stuff that we could talk about. However, we will be back next week, same time, same station, and we will be talking about positioning. So how do Aira agents give directions? How do they learn to give directions? How do you learn to move your phone the way the agent needs you to do it? And how do you get more proficient at that? What about lighting? How important is that? All kinds of things we're going to talk about next week. And we will probably dive into a few of the things that we didn't have time to get to this week. But for now, I would like to thank Emma Vincent, our rock star agent. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you. So excited to be doing this again.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And a special thanks to my co-pilot, Mr. Ryan Bishop. Thanks, Ryan.
Absolutely. More than happy to be here. I absolutely love these expeditions. I think they're super amazing, super helpful, and I look forward to more and seeing where we go. I think we have a really amazing schedule this time, and I look forward to sharing the insight with you guys.
We have 4 short but intense expeditions, so we're going to be climbing the Himalayan peaks here with some of these, I can tell you, because formatting and positioning and then team viewer is going to be
topics.
our last. They are very big topics, yes. Absolutely. So we will see you next week on the 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States. Until then, everyone, please have a lovely week and a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next week here on Aira Expeditions.